I think that the most enjoyable part about streaming, in my personal opinion, is getting to know people, finding out about different cultures, finding out different opinions, just like everything.
What's going on, guys? Scarada here with a nuke from my boy Misconducting.
Run it the fuck up, chat! Let's go! Hi, YouTube! Let's get it, baby!
No scope, only nuke.
When it comes to playing the Titan, you have to go full Titan mode. The worst specialist with the worst gun in the game. Just to annoy people.
That's gonna be something.
Oh god.
Oh, you bastard!
Bagel got up in their booty hole. Oh my god, Gordon, go off. Shoot. Go off, Gordon. Go off, my.
We die, I'll die happy. No way. No way.
More than any other year in our history, 2019 has challenged our identity as a team. Who are we? What do we want to do? Where do we want to go? And are we willing to do what it takes to get there? We began the year on the so-called pub stomping side of Call of Duty, trying to get team challenges together and doing things like that, but by springtime we were dabbling in the esports world. Back in March, an amateur Fortnite team from France and Switzerland contacted me in hopes of joining the organization. I was impressed by the amount of work that their young manager Tom put into his business proposal, and we did end up bringing them into the fold as he hoped we would. Our team played in the first few rounds of the World Cup semifinals, but unfortunately did not make it farther than that. We chose not to renew our contract with the Fortnite players, but Tom is still part of the organization, and I hope that with his help, we can continue to expand the Scarada gaming presence into the Francophone world in 2020. The Scarada Apex team never quite got off the ground, and although I had high hopes for competitive Call of Duty, the introduction of franchising and total reorganizing of CWL into CDL meant that it just wasn't a good time to enter the scene. Black Ops 4 was by no means a perfect game, but looking back at it, it actually treated us pretty well. Better than we thought it did at the time, actually. For all of its issues, BO4 had great replay value. There were so many opportunities for content creation with multiplayer, Blackout, League play, and so on. Could we have done a better job taking advantage of that? Well, yeah, of course. If it weren't for the identity crisis, we could have focused our efforts more and really got down to business sooner than we did. With that said, the 2-month timeout that we took during the summer was extremely valuable. Sometimes you need to take a step back to analyze what you're doing, even if that means going dark for a while. The biggest change that we implemented as a result was a heavy roster cut, and it was not easy to decide who should go and who should stay, but I believe the right decisions were made and I stand by that. Things picked up for us afterwards. A series of recruits and renewed motivation increased our YouTube uploading, and it ultimately allowed for some really fun stuff, such as our collab with Carnage Ocean. In October, we held another fundraiser to remember Scrata Gaming's 19-year-old co-leader, Ethan Rebel Fargo, on the 2nd anniversary of his death following a motorcycle accident. I'm honored and humbled to say that with your help, we were able to raise $1,162 for the Friendly Kitchen, effectively doubling the amount from 2018. That particular charity is the only soup kitchen in Concord, New Hampshire, Ethan's hometown, and a place that he used to volunteer at. The number of people, both members and non-members alike, who came together to support our cause during that week is just unbelievable. To everyone who participated in that, in one form or another, I want to say thank you on behalf of the Friendly Kitchen and Ethan Fargo's family. In 2019, I made a point of taking more time than I ever have before to travel around the country and the world to visit with members of the team. Some of the boys and I got together in Toronto, Ontario.
I got you. Yo, this is Snippy Hunt, aka Reaper McFeet, and when I go back to KL, I'm gonna grind super hard.
And London, England. And we had a lot of fun. I also had the opportunity to meet with Matt Centrio Mickelson, a now retired member who joined Scrata in May 2012. Frank Chundi's Bruno, who holds a record for the shortest membership in our 9.5-year history, and Austin Epic O'Bannon, a longtime friend of mine from Twitch. This, I think, is the most valuable feature of the gaming community, the connections that we find and the relationships that we make. I know you guys have been anxiously awaiting the result of our Member of the Year contest, so before I go any further into this video, setting aside the fact that he may have abandoned me outside of a bar in central London, I'm happy to announce that Reaper Reaps is our 2019 Member of the Year. Frankie became part of the team in May of 2018, back when many of us, him included, were taking part in Infinite Warfare Year 2, and he's been a valuable player, teammate, and friend ever since then. He made it to the final round along with Lightning, Misconducting, Clue, Immortal Slayer, and Wrists. Although Frankie finally came out on top, and congratulations to him for that, I want to be very clear that we appreciate all of our members and what they bring to the table. Exactly 50 YouTube videos were uploaded to the Scrata Gaming channel in the past year. The most popular ones were Scrata Gaming is recruiting, 153 kill VMP nuke, introducing Misconducting, P90 nuke no attachments, M4A1 tactical, and Texas got his first nuke. While we were able to average about one video per week, we are looking to more than triple that number in 2020. Content creation is what Scrata Gaming is all about, and like we said in our most popular video,
We're recruiting. We are.
as the new year kicks off, we're looking for YouTubers, Twitch streamers, editors, and people who are about the grind and share our values. At the end of the day, that's our overarching goal, to make people better. Gordon, or Misconducting, and Josh, better known as Thrismo or Wrists, are joining the management team as content directors. I had the pleasure of spending time with Gordon last month and developing a solid vision of where this organization is going. He joined Scrata more than a year ago now, back when he was barely a Twitch affiliate, but has amassed a following of 3,300 people since. I've got a lot of faith in Josh as well. His previous time as a member and leader of District 7, Rush Pub Stomping, and TapX Nation has given him plenty of experience to help build up our channel. Between the two of them occupying director positions and Michael Young Texas Hewlett taking on a role as the community manager / PR guru, I think 2020 is looking pretty good for Scrata Gaming. Our Gamers Apparel store is being totally revamped to celebrate 10 years since Scrata Gaming began. That'll get its own announcement video later on in January. I just wanted to give you guys the chance to prepare for it by beefing up your bank accounts. Even though this year will be a huge milestone for the team, it's as much about owning our future as it is about celebrating our past. When I joined this team back in May of 2011, I couldn't possibly have guessed where we'd be, if anywhere at all, by the end of the decade. And here we are. Thank you. thank you for your ongoing support. I never would have imagined that a tiny clan on an obscure Star Wars game would become the international organization we have today. We may be a decade in right now, but this is only the beginning.